Hello everyone, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm back here with my worms. I wanted to show the progress of these compostable bags. As you can see, they are slowly getting consumed. And I also have sprouts. These are probably sweet potato sprouts. Let's have a look. Yeah, by the looks of it, you know, if I gathered these up, I could probably get away with planting a few. I might just do that. Hey, if you get, you know, a surprise and it's something that you can use, as my mother would say, count your blessings. Yeah, it's definitely a sweet potato. And worms are happy in that sweet potato, probably consuming the actual sweet potato and then just leaving behind the live bits. It's also, because I live here in the south, soldier fly season. Take a couple of those out and see if I can get them to plant. I'll show you soldier flies. I also have mites again. It's been really wet and raining. Some worms for you. Something that I did to my worm bag, because I have the vermicomposting Mammoth bag, was I moved all my compost and all of my food scraps and all of my bedding over to this side. And you can see there's not much over there at all, just what I've recently put in over the last week. One of the reasons why I did this was because I've been having an issue with when I go to harvest my compost, the compost is way too wet. But on the top of my bag, on the top of the compost, it's way too dry. And so I'm having some moisture circulation problems in my bag. And the only way I was able to fix this last year was to move all the compost and all the bedding and all the food over to one side and basically try to just leave the vents open on the other side and then just let it dry out. And as it dries out, the worms are going to try to leave. I did end up harvesting probably about a gallon of compost. That was about a few days, maybe a week ago. Yeah, about a week ago. And I just harvested it because it was so wet. I mean, it wasn't like soggy, like dripping wet, but it was definitely so wet that there was no way at all I was going to be able to sift it at all. I would have had to have dried it out for another week. But I had 2 baby trees that I needed to plant in my backyard. And so I just decided I would just take it worms and all. And, you know, so now those worms have been moved along with all their compost to my raised garden bed that I have in my backyard where I planted those 2 baby trees. And so, you know, now they have a new place that they're living. And of course, an interesting, well, I find an interesting fact about worms is that worms will actually multiply to match the size of the container that they're in, along with how much food and moisture they have. So if you don't have enough food and moisture, then the worms will quit breeding. And if you have, you know, plenty of food, even too much food, they'll just start multiplying to make up for what's available. But as you can see, yeah, see how it's easily just, it rips apart. It looks kind of like it's all just been shredded, eaten. They are eating it. It's really crazy slow, but they are eating it. But, yeah, so I just moved all this over to this one side, and letting them live over here on this side, and I'm trying to dry out the other side now. Let's see if I can. This is all shredded cardboard, the various things. So you can see how they've been eating all this. But as you can see, there's still plenty in here. They don't need to be fed. Might just transplant that one as well. You know, these worm bags really create an environment that is nutrient rich, the perfect temperature for even, you know, to sprout things. I mean, I don't suggest doing that because there's no light, but yeah, worms are just amazing. You know, if we ever colonize Mars, I think one of the first species that we're probably going to end up taking with us is probably earthworms, because you really can't live without them. You really can't. They're soil creators. They create soil. Have some earwigs. See, like this stuff, I could definitely just sift this. Here's something else that I wanted to show you, and it's actually a new problem this year. I don't recall ever having this problem, at least not that I know. And let me just show you. That's my little lime tree. I'll show you my problem. See that? Baby millipedes. I've never had this problem before. But every time it rains, on this container, I end up with a lot of baby millipedes. And that's not something that I want in my garden, because